Okay, we'll begin with the opening statement from Coach, and then we'll take questions for the players.
All right, a frustrating night for us. I thought the guys, I thought our competitive spirit was great. We got beat up on the glass in a massive way. We were in some foul trouble and trying to manage some foul issues, and we ended up being small. And even when we were big, it was hard for us on the glass. Credit Florida for that; they did a tremendous job on the glass. And so we'll regroup and go home, and then get ready for this NCAA tournament.
Okay, questions for the players. We'll start front right.
Daryl Bird of the Cats Boss. For both guys, actually, I know it's not the ending you wanted, but I'm curious how these 3 days, 3 games, has helped you prepare for the NCAA tournament as far as bringing you together, maybe.
A lot of opportunities to learn, a lot of reps that we got this week, and so we're going to take those into the next few weeks as we play in the tournament.
No one is battle tested like us, so I think a lot of these games that we played this weekend help us. Is going to help us transition to the NCAA tournament, and we're just going to carry on the momentum.
Front right.
Mo, the getting beat up on the glass that Coach Pope just talked about, was that just due to Florida having too many big bodies? Was it a matter of being tired? What was going on? 50-29, they beat you on the boards.
I think they just did a really good job on the glass tonight. Both the first 2 games that we played them, they weren't this good on the glass. So today they just got a lot of good tips. They won a lot of 50-50 balls, and we could have did a better job with rebounding. That's where I feel like it could have been a big difference if in the game if we have rebounded more. And we just got to be better.
Any more questions for the players? Gentlemen, you're dismissed. Okay, we'll begin with Coach Pope. Front row, right.
Yeah, Mark, do you think the way you guys played 3 games, 3 days, how you performed, do you think it has any impact on your seeding for next week?
We spend zero time on that. Things out of your control. We don't spend any time. We're just trying to get ourselves to playing the best basketball we can. And I think we gained a ton of experience in the last 3 days. It's important for us. I'm proud of the way our guys competed the last 3 days. I thought we have so much. You're just trying to steal every lesson you can, and we had a lot of lessons from the last 3 days that we'll take with us and make a huge push in the tournament.
Front right.
Howard Thompson, KSR. Mark, it looked like Malachi went to the back and maybe got his leg looked out there in the end of middle of the second half. He didn't come back in. Is there anything to report there?
No, just he's got some soreness that he'll deal with, but we'll fortunately we'll have a couple of days to rehab him, and he'll be in top peak level performance for the tournament.
Front left.
Ryan Black, Louisville Courier-Journal. Mark, you always talk about learning from every game, win or loss. I guess, what do you take from today's game? What do you take from these 3 games against Florida this season where you didn't even lead for a single second in those 3 games?
Well, I thought our guys, we didn't play well. We couldn't make a shot. We couldn't grab a rebound. We did, for us, it's the way Florida, they're a good team. Give them some credit. They challenge you in transition. They challenge you on the glass. And last game we handled the glass and we couldn't handle transition. In this game we handled transition and we couldn't handle the glass. You got to be able to do both. You have to. And but I thought our guys, even though we didn't play well, you can sense your team as they're just grinding away and trying to find answers. If their focus is present or if they're stuck in what just happened or worried about what's going to happen. And I thought our guys. I thought Otega Owe's leadership today was on an extraordinary level. I'm telling you, I'm so proud of Otega Owe in terms of his willingness to like be present in the moment through all the frustration of the day, and bodes well, man. If we can carry that with us, we have a chance. We'll play way better than this. We'll play so much better than this. I have no doubt. But us, if we can hang on to that ability to focus for 40 minutes on just trying to find answers, we're gonna make a great run.
Right front.
Mark, as you look forward now to the tournament, and you compare resumes of a lot of these teams seated in that 6 to 8 range, why do you think your team deserves to be on the higher end of that range? Your word matters.
Yeah, I trust the people that are making those decisions. They'll make those decisions. At the end of the day, you got a bunch of teams, and you got to win all your games. So, I'm not overly concerned. Like, we have to go play great teams. Everybody in the tournament's going to be a great team, and you got to find a way to win them. It feels very much like the SEC. You play great teams every night, and you got to find a way to win them. So it's really not any more complicated than that.
Front left.
Mark, just how big was it to get Cam back for these 3 games? Just give him some run. Now he's gonna need a little more rest going in the tournament, so he at least is not going into that having not played in almost 2 months.
Yeah, I'm very, very grateful that we were able to get him into some games, so he just can have a little bit of feel. And now going into practice this week, he can have. It's just different when you've been in the game, and then you can apply your practice to what you just experienced. So I'm very grateful for that. He was a game time decision today. We were a little nervous. His pain went up a little bit, but I think he made it through the game okay. We limited his minutes, but he still got a touch a little bit.
Front right.
And Mark, I'm looking ahead to the tournament of all the good teams you might play. How unique is Florida? In fact, 4 bigs, and they can move in transition.
Well, it's interesting when you look at the top of the. It's you follow basketball, and it's interesting. A team that's so dedicated to the 2-point field goal percentage on the glass, they got a very much of an Arizona vibe, right? There are some teams at the very top of the standings that are doing this a little bit different. They just got tremendous size and tremendous physicality, and they're actually not hungry to score from 3. They will. The first game at Florida, they hurt us in the first half making shots, but. They don't do that very much, and they don't have to do that very much. And so there are teams at the top of the standings that are built this way, and it's a little bit of a unique run right now.
Front left.
Mark, I know hindsight's always 20/20, but in hindsight, do you regret using the challenge just so early in the game?
No, listen. Our crew that's leading us that has been fantastic. I think we're probably in the 90 percentile, give or take, right now. It's a complicated thing because it doesn't, challenge doesn't have anything to do with what your players are experiencing or what the fans hear or anybody else. It doesn't even have anything to do with the referees see. It just has to do with what they've captured on the video. That's the only thing that matters. So every single player might be sure about something. The referees might feel like they're sure about something, but it doesn't matter if it's not caught on the video. It can't be overruled. And so I think our team's done a great job with these challenges. We missed tonight. You're never going to be perfect, but I would have loved to have it back because I would have loved to challenge a bunch more calls.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Although I think the referees did a tremendous job, so we should be safe, right?